"I am pregnant for you," Corporal Micah, Vicky said while biting her nails. "You're pregnant for who? If this is a joke, better stop it. Better go and look for who got you pregnant. After opening your legs for everyone you think you can put it on me," Corporal Michael said and walked out on Vicky. The words that flew out of the mouth of Corporal Michael kept Vicky's feet stuck to the ground where she was standing. Victoria Linus, who was known in her school as Vicky, is a very pretty and intelligent young girl. She is in her senior secondary school too. Vicky dreamed of becoming a surgeon. Her mother Elizabeth has always tried her best to see Vicky through her secondary school level and had hopes God will provide for her to complete her university level and achieve her dreams. Vicky is a very nice girl who was always used as example to other girls in the school. Starting from her neatness to her attitude, then her intelligence. So many times she has won Best Student of the Year in her school. Her mother Elizabeth has always encouraged her to do her best to fulfill the dreams she had promised her late father. Elizabeth, Vicky's mother, had lost her husband to the cold hands of death. He worked in a factory right there in Umuakpa village where they are from. He was working night shift in the factory when an explosion occurred. He was caught in the fire and died on the spot. When the news of his death reached Elizabeth, she cried out her eyes. "Why will you leave me and our only child in this world?" Elizabeth asked, wishing she could get a reply. Who will fulfill his dreams of training their only daughter to the university to become a surgeon? After the death of Mr. Linus, Vicky's father, Elizabeth struggled a lot to feed both herself and Vicky. She made sure she was able to continue paying Vicky's tuition fees. She didn't want the dream of the family to die with her husband. It was a new term and new teachers were employed into Amak Brilliant School Umuakpa. Of all the new teachers employed, there was this particular one that was the talk of the female students. He is a fine young man. He was young and hot. He was posted for his NYSC in Vicky's school. Vicky was determined to come out of secondary school with flying colors till Corporal Michael entered into her school. He changed the narrative and made Vicky fall in love with him. Vicky was still naive and couldn't explain what she was feeling. She wanted to tell her mother, but the fear of getting scolded made her keep it to herself. Corporal Michael and Vicky continued their secret love till he invited Vicky to his house after school and told her not to let anyone know where she was going. Vicky was happy she was going to visit her crush in his house for the first time. Corporal Michael welcomed Vicky into his house. He started touching her. Vicky has not known any man before, so she kept pushing him away. She had a crush on him, but her upbringing couldn't let her do anything with him. Corporal Michael saw Vicky won't let him touch her. He forced himself on Vicky and raped her. When he was done, she cried out in pains with her blood on the sheets. Michael didn't actually believe Vicky was a virgin when she had told him earlier. He begged her to close her mouth. He promised her he will marry her and take her all over the world. But she should not let anyone know what had happened. Vicky was so scared of what her mother will do to her if she found out she had visited a male teacher in his house. Her mother has always warned her not to go to the house of any boy, especially the one that is staying alone. After the incident, Vicky started visiting the house of Corporal Michael secretly because he had promised to marry her even if she got pregnant for him. Few weeks later, Vicky discovered that she was pregnant. She had come to give the news to Corporal Michael, and now he is indirectly calling her a prostitute and walking out on her. Vicky broke down in tears. She has been used. She went home and started thinking of a way to end her life, but her mother has sacrificed everything for her. She couldn't imagine how her mother will feel. Days went by and Elizabeth found out her daughter was pregnant. She was heartbroken. All the dreams her and her husband had for their only daughter was about to come to an end. Her blood pressure skyrocketed when she couldn't take it anymore. She died of a heart attack. Vicky cried and cried when her mother died. She quickly called people who came and took her mother's corpse to the mortuary. Vicky ran as far as her legs could carry her to Corporal Michael's house. His neighbors told her Corporal Michael had left the village 2 days ago. Vicky fell on the floor as tears rolled down her cheeks. "I'm sorry, Mama. Mama, forgive me. Please, Mama, forgive me," Vicky kept shouting as rivers of tears poured down her cheeks.